Okay. Pull this up here. Fuck, I clicked the wrong thing. Oh shit. Okay, big boy gaming first. On God. Oh, you're lacking, bro. Big boy gaming beat you. It was like a few seconds though. But what's up? Let's go, Parker. Unknown user, Lucius. Kage. Cool. Uh, 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 6 pounds of gangster. Go ahead and get off the stream. Go ahead and get off the stream. Hey, YG Thrasher, get the fuck out, bro. I don't know why you thought that shit would fly, bro. But fuck no. Smurf, don't your old ass gotta go to the retirement home in the morning or something, bro? What are you doing on stream, nigga? Nigga Smurf threw his hip out playing Among Us. Last time we was playing the era. Oh my God. Let me put this shit in the server. This is my first stream. W, bro. This shit is about to get toxic, or it might get toxic. I don't know. I was kind of thinking of doing what I did last time, where I was like reacting to that one nigga's video. He's just saying like some dumbass shit. I don't know. I might do it. What's up, Air Tiger? Nice stream, monkey. QB Conquer on the fight. Oh my God. Where's Seth? I don't know where Seth is. I haven't talked to Seth in almost a month now. All right, let's see. Let me go on YouTube. I have to look for a nigga that I can like pick on. And this nigga been up here for 6 months, bro. I'm gonna make that Sith versus Uchiha video. I don't remember saying I would do that. The only Sith versus Uchiha thing I have like going on right now is Obito versus Vader. Which the editor, hold on, let me go read his message specifically. He said that he'll give me an update on the first part by the end of the week, sooner or later. So when he gives me an update, because this editor, he normally likes to send like little snippets and stuff. So I'll try to like show some of it on stream. I think I'll be able to. Damn, a catch? What did you just drop a 50, bro? Appreciate it. Actually, a catch. You're supposed to be mod in here. I could have sworn I made you mod in here. Well, you have it now anyway. Not like you need it, but whatever. More mods, the better. But appreciate you, a catch. Nigga's a goat. Seth busy trying to figure out how to tell his fans. Then they already did that. They told everybody it was canceled. Change some so heat. Oh my God. Anyway, bro, what's some like stupid YouTubers that I should react to? Not Noodles. I'm not reacting to Noodles. Literally anybody. Actually, not anybody. Just throw some, and then I'll respond. WandaVision wasn't that good. Yeah, you're a fucking weirdo. Antenna Boy win an argument with Luffy against who the fuck is Antenna Boy? Let me look him up. Antenna Boy. This guy. Nigga doesn't. I don't see anything up here about that. Oh, here I see one. He
Yeah,
has
sorry, my mic
Overwatch
was mute.
gameplay in the back.
I think I talked to you last time.
Oh, hello.
We were like talking about Luffy versus Naruto.
Okay.
Mm.
Did you want to debate it or no?
But I just wanted to say you're debating for the sake of
Oh,
debate.
I got it done now. Naruto, Sasuke, and DMS Kakashi versus Palpatine instead of Kaguya. Well, I can't answer that because I think that would spoil Obito versus Vader. I'm not gonna lie, but I appreciate the 10. Who else is on stream? Me. No one else on stream. I was playing a video, but I don't want to. Sam. This is the Sam from my old server. No, I don't like you. But I don't want to watch this one. This shit is like lame. What's your opinion on Dragon Ball superheroes placed in the timeline? Uh, I mean the movie timeline. Is just after Broly. Or did you mean like, what do I feel about a movie taking place at that time? I don't really care, but some Mo Gaming, Daigon. I don't want it, bro. But I like Daigo Knight, so I don't really want to like. I don't want to just shit on this video. Like if it happens to be wrong. Ugh. How are you today? I'm like not good. Not gonna lie. Chuck? What about Chuck? Bro, I've been like shitty all day. Actually, the past few days, bro, because my wisdom tooth has just been fucking with me. So I gotta get that shit removed. So if I start slurring my words a bunch like this stream, that's probably why. Cause that shit fucking hurts, bro. I took some shit to like reduce the pain, but you know, it's not taking it all away. Bro, there's nobody to like fucking pick on, bro. Drink some salt water. Bro, I do not want to drink salt water. Holy shit, bro. Fuck no. Give me the rule. My name is Blue. Hold up. There you go, Crumb. You don't drink it, you're supposed to gargle salt water. Okay. Okay, bet. I'll do that shit. I'll do this shit like later then. It should soothe your throat a bit. Yeah. My throat has been hurting. Which is weird, bro. I'm like, why is my tooth fucking up making my throat hurt? Like it was legitimately hard to swallow. Also swelling around the tooth. W. See, bro, this is why I fuck with streaming, bro. This is like the fourth or fifth time where I've come on stream with a problem and then like I get help. Yeah, it was hard to swallow. Oh God, please consult your doctor. Yeah, I'm going to when your jaw hurts, so does your ears. On God, yeah, bro. On God. But that's what's up, though. I'm gonna gargle salt water later. That sounds so weird to say. Um, I don't know, bro. But just give me like somebody who has Naruto videos that I can just know it's gonna be wrong or something like that. Appreciate you, RDSJ. Appreciate the 20. Oh my God. And that nigga's a member. Nigga's just too much of a goat. Give us some more Five Nights at Freddy's content. Definitely not tonight, bro. Naruto explanation. You mean Naruto explained? I can't do that, bro. That's my nigga. MC Hammer, Mellow. I don't want to do anything with Mellow. I promised. Okay, look, I would, but I sort of promised Mellow that I wouldn't go at him anymore. Okay, here. Look, let's do it this way. This is like a better way to ask, right? Who's someone who in their videos they act smart, but really they're just bad? Because then if we pick on that nigga, then it's a lot easier for me to actually get mad at it. It's like, okay. NC Hammer. Young Defiant. Okay. Who is Young Defiant? Me? What? Michael Madlock. Okay. Hold up. Who is Young Defiant? Oh, this video's from like 3 years ago. He says Naruto sucks rant. Shonen Showdown. Hold on, let me go there. Naruto versus Luffy, the end. Y'all say this guy acts smart in his videos? The best trio in anime. Can Sonic defeat Goku? I don't know. I don't know about this one. It's good, Max. Tired for Naruto, become a JJK content creator. Fucking no. Oh, let me look up Michael Madlock, because I think I heard of that nigga before. Appreciate the sub, Lean. This nigga has hella shorts, bro. I don't. This Madlock nigga has just too many shorts. I don't want to react to a bunch of shorts. King of Lightning. King of Lightning is just so funny though. Just because, lol, we bro, appreciate you, Smurf, old ass nigga. Bro's old as hell. King Bullet. I don't, bro, but like, Bullet is my nigga, bro. Lelouch v. Bry. Okay, people have talked about him before. Let's see. Let's see you at Kabuki go at it again. I kind of want to do it too. I don't know. Looks like Lelouch is more of a reaction channel. Why is everyone here? Bullet noodles or Krills. Bro, I literally said, well, I can't react to Krill shit or Ice to, that's what I call him. I can't react to Ice to shit because he does One Piece things. I don't know about One Piece. I can't react to noodles because I don't want to. And I'm not gonna do Bullet. Excuse me. Yeah, it's good, Jeets. Appreciate the 10. Okay, bro. Fuck a specific YouTuber, right? What's a bad Naruto video? I think that's better, bro. Bro, I would do Mellow, bro, but like I said, bro, I told him I wouldn't do some shit like that. Toby Rama, Senji versus Anton Makate. Who is stronger? Legends. Let's see. Bro, this is from 7 years ago, bro. I'm not ripping this apart. And he said the programmer video. Once I said defy Kage, stomp Itachi dead or alive. Swag's Itachi vs Kage video. I might could do that one. I haven't watched that one in a while. I don't think I watched that since it like came out, and then like him and Seth had that beef all that time ago. That might have been when I actually like found Swag's channel. Yeah, 3 years ago. Yeah.
Hey.
Okay. So do we watch Itachi vs the Fire Kage? Yeah. Okay. Bet we'll watch Itachi vs the Fire Kage. I'm not gonna rage out at this video though, because obviously this is my nigga. Do y'all want me to full screen it or not? Like, do y'all want to look at this or this? Full screen? Full screen? Okay. We'll do full screen. Now, it's gonna be a bit better doing a Swag video because I kind of know how Swag thinks a little bit, right? And he's obviously much smarter now than he was these 3 years ago when he was doing this video. I don't know if Swag still stands by this video or not. But I mean, everybody knows like me and Swag are cool. Basically, all I'm meaning is this isn't meant to come at my nigga in any way. We're just trying to. I'm just bored, you know, just bored. Orochimaru created the Jogon. Shocking truth confirmed. Whoever that is, I just don't want to do it. Hell no.
Hey everybody, how's it going? So this is not at all what I expected my next video to be about. As a matter of fact, I was planning on talking
The fuck is his voice so high for?
about Shisui. But then, a little while ago, somebody tagged me in a Twitter conversation, and to keep a long story short, they ended up
Swag
asking
does
me if I
not
thought
sound
Itachi
like this
could beat
now.
5
Holy
Kage,
shit.
like, all at once, by himself. And my first instinct was to say, absolutely not. The 5 Kage would rip him to pieces. But then it sat with me for a few days, and I thought about it some more, and I was like, well, maybe I'm not giving Itachi as much credit as he deserves. Now, I want to make sure it's clear that when I said the 5 Kage would beat him, I was taking Itachi's sickness and near blindness into account. And in this video, I'm still going to do that, but I'm also taking credit as he deserves. Now, I want to make sure it's clear that when I said the 5 Kage would beat him, I was taking Itachi's sickness and near blindness into account. And in this video, I'm still going to do that, but I'm also going to be looking at the hypothetical prime Itachi that isn't sick and isn't on the verge of blindness, but is just as powerful as he was when he fought Sasuke. Now, the cool thing about this fight is that we can use Sasuke's fight with the 5 Kage as a point of reference. And now, Sasuke didn't fight all 5 of them at the same time, and he fought Danzo in place of Tsunade, but still, all things considered, he did pretty well, and we can sort of use this to form an idea of how well Itachi might do if he were to fight against them as well. Now, before I talk about anything else, I want to say that I think the most important thing to take away from Sasuke's fight with the Kage is that they were strong enough to force him to use his Mangekyo Sharingan so much that he ended up going blind. Now, even if you don't think Itachi needs his Susanoo to beat the 5 Kage, I think it's a pretty big stretch to say that he could beat them without his Sharingan altogether. And there are a lot of things that imply that this guy was on the verge of blindness during his fight with Sasuke. First of all, of course, there's the fact that Sasuke went blind pretty much immediately after he got his Mangekyo Sharingan. And I know this is Sasuke that was on the verge of without his Sharingan altogether, and 5 Kage that he ended up going blind. Now, even if you don't think Itachi needs his Susanoo to beat the 5 Kage, I think it's a pretty big stretch to say that he could beat them without his Sharingan altogether. And there are a lot of things that imply that this guy was on the verge of blindness during his fight with Sasuke. First of all, of course, there's
I mean, bro, we get like we get a perspective panel from Itachi, right? Like you can see that the nigga's on the verge of blindness. Hold on, let me pull it up. Fuck, I clicked the wrong damn. I clicked that shit. Fuck, I'm tripping. $385. No, must be next chapter. The hell? Bro, am I tripping, bro? How the hell did I miss this shit? So Tsukuyomi happens. When does he look at Sasuke? Why am I even looking for this? Oh. Yeah, here's one. Boom. There you go. There's another one, though. I just don't feel like finding it.
The fact that Sasuke went blind pretty much immediately after he got his Mangekyo Sharingan.
Like,
and I know this is because he used it like an absurd amount throughout the time period that he had it, but he only used it in like 2 fights. His fight against B and his fight against the 5 Kage, the same people that Itachi would be fighting in this hypothetical. Also, Sasuke had just gotten his Mangekyo Sharingan, whereas this Itachi has had his for a while. And in his fight with Sasuke, we literally see from his perspective that his vision is really blurry at this point in his life. It's clear that Itachi has used his Mangekyo Sharingan a fair bit, and in a fight against the 5 Kage all at the same time, I don't think that they
I actually think Itachi went blind mid-fight with
would
Sasuke.
last him for that much longer. Something
like I think right here, I think Itachi's blind right here.
I'd like to point out is that when Sasuke went blind, it was pretty shortly after his Susanoo had fully evolved. And of course, as we see in Itachi's fight with Sasuke, Itachi Susanoo is fully evolved by the time this fight happens. So let's just say, for the sake of simplicity, since I'm going to talk about an Itachi that doesn't have this problem later in the video, that we can all agree that Itachi's Mangekyo isn't gonna last him for very long in this fight. So once his blindness like fully sets in, he's not—
What side am I on? I don't know right now. I'm thinking Itachi is way louder than you. Turn it down a bit. Okay.
Gonna have his Susanoo, and he's not gonna have either Amaterasu or Tsukuyomi. It's really hard for me to say that Itachi has any chance against the 5 Kage under these circumstances. They were almost able to see—
y'all see this little staying panel and then the scrolling panel on the side? This is a swag technique. Like, this is swag editing right here.
And,
anybody you see doing this in their video, they stole it from this nigga.
Even the ones
this is his shit.
But can we all agree that he's at least a little bit relevant in this fight?
So serious.
Talking about the 5 Kage, and like the only time we ever see all of them fight as a group is against Madara. Anyway, so the 5 Kage were almost able to seal Madara, right? The only reason they couldn't is because he whipped out his perfect Susanoo, and there was really nothing they could do about that. But even with all of his like Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, Rinnegan, Hashirama Cell wood style, wood clone nonsense, even with multiple full body Susanoos, all of this other crazy stuff that they had to deal with, the 5 Kage were able to nearly beat Madara. You could maybe argue that he was holding back, but I don't think any amount of holding back is going to make up for the difference between Madara's arsenal of wood release, all the Rinnegan powers, Susanoo wood clones, all the Kage wood body Susanoo they could do about that. But even with all of his like Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan Rinnegan Hashirama Cell wood style wood clone nonsense. Even with multiple full body Susanos, all of this other crazy stuff that they had to deal with, the 5 Kage were able to nearly beat Madara. You could maybe argue that he was holding back, but I don't think any amount of holding back is going to make up for the difference between Madara's arsenal of wood release, all the Rinnegan powers, Susanoo wood clones, all this crazy.
I mean, it's a weird way to word that. Like he said, like he doesn't think that any amount of holding back could make up for the difference between their arsenals, but I mean it could. It's like weird. It's like he was implying that Madara couldn't hold back to be weaker than Itachi, or as strong as Itachi, or something like that. I don't know, that was
easy
strange
stuff versus Itachi's like Genjutsu and Fireball Jutsu once his Sharingan has run out, right? So again, seeing as the 5 Kage beat a significantly more powerful enemy, at least without taking his perfect Susanoo into account, I don't think there's any way to argue that Itachi stands a chance here. Now moving forward, I'm gonna do Itachi a favor and assume he doesn't have to worry about any of these things. No near blindness, no sickness, none of that. He's complete.
Bro, I really wonder if Edo Itachi had the blindness problem. Now, I know everyone says that he doesn't for whatever the hell reason, but I wonder, like maybe he does. Because it's not like Edo's can't go blind, right? Because I mean, the nigga went blind. I don't know. That shit's weird. I don't instantly fix any damage. No, I mean, it didn't fix the Izanami shit. Izanami is not comparable to MS blindness. Why? It's the same shit. Like, I know Edo's heal damage and shit, but why would it heal eyesight? I mean, like, bro, it blatantly didn't when he used Izanami, bro. That would be terrible to have after death. Well, okay. I'm not saying, like, Itachi had the same blindness as when he died, but, like, okay, consider, like, he gets revived, his eyes go back to, like, 100%, and then they start degrading again, basically, is what I'm getting at. You can argue it does considering Itachi went blind and he was alive though. Yeah.
Completely healthy. And if we pit Itachi up against the 5 Kage like this, that does actually affect things substantially. Now, since I didn't really do this before, let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty of Itachi's capabilities. They matter a whole lot more.
Yeah, see, that's a good one too. Why is Nagato crippled then? Why would they degrade? Because that's what the MS does. The MS degrades shit. Like, Nagato was rebooted crippled. So Itachi might have been rebooted with the same, like, vague level of blindness. Kabuto could have altered his reanimation. I mean, I'm pretty sure Kabuto says that Madara's reanimation was the only special one. Let me see. There's Kabuto. Your Edo Tensei is special. I've been fixed you up a bit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he says your Edo Tensei is special. That kind of implies to me that he's not doing this to everyone. Like he's not just souping up all the Edos. That she came back blind still watches. Itachi's basically Daredevil. I mean, yeah, Itachi can like feel out his surroundings, sort of like Madara did. Because when Orochimaru comes out, let me go to it. When Orochimaru comes out, maybe it's cause Kodo. I mean, he was using this shit before Kodo, but when Orochimaru comes out, Itachi says that he's just judging off of the feel of like what it is. He said, judging by the feel of it, this is Orochimaru's art of the 8-headed serpent. So it's not like he could see it. But if he could see it, he would obviously know that that's what this is. Because, I mean, shit, look at it. I don't know, bro. Are you going to read the new Boruto chapter? Yeah. I'm gonna read it tomorrow. Isn't Itachi a sensory type? I don't know if he's a sensory type specifically, but we do know he can sense things. Maybe his DNA sample was pre-blindness. Yeah, that makes sense. His DNA sample was pre-blindness. I could live with that. Gray Fox, inconsistency. I don't think it's an inconsistency. Especially if it's pre-blindness. What if Nagato was crippled when brought back? You think he was still weakened from his sickness too? Do I think Itachi was still weakened from his sickness? No. No, I don't think Itachi was weakened from his sickness. Nagato shouldn't. I mean, like, okay. In the data books, it says whenever Sasuke got EMS, he surpassed Itachi in ninjutsu and all his techniques or whatever. And then like, Itachi just blatantly can keep up with EMS Sasuke. And we know Sasuke got stronger when he got the EMS, like the data book says. So I don't know. I've got something to think about now, but I don't think I think Edo Itachi probably still has some blindness.
The last one, since this one isn't a one-sided stomp. And I want to start by talking about Itachi's speed. A lot of people have spread the idea that Itachi is significantly faster than the Raikage, and I was guilty of doing this in the past as well. This is because he was able to briefly keep pace with QB Chakra Mode Naruto when the two of them fought during the
What does Swag say QB Chakra Mode instead of KCM?
war. And of course, Naruto displayed pretty definitively that he was faster than A was. Now, I think this exchange between Naruto and Itachi has been blown way out of proportion. First of all, the two of them are only seen trading blows for about 1 page, and there's nothing on this page to suggest that Naruto is trying his hardest. As a matter of fact, the opposite is actually implied.
Where's that one scan at, bro? There's like this one scan. Where's my Naruto section here? I wonder where I put this scan at. Here it is. Okay, so like this scan, they're basically telling Naruto how the Edos work, how they're all dead and whatnot. And then Naruto says, that's the best news because I don't have to hold back then. So, I mean, I think based on this, it means Naruto is not holding back on Itachi.
The two of them spend the entire page talking, and it's not just regular fight banter. Naruto is asking Itachi questions that he considers the answers to very important. Stuff about the Uchiha clan massacre, and by extension, stuff about Sasuke. This would have been Naruto's only opportunity to ask Itachi if Obito was telling the truth about why the Uchiha clan was wiped out. So I think it's totally fair to assume that Naruto's mind was a bit preoccupied on this page, and that affected his performance. Now, this would be one thing if Naruto had just run circles around the Raikage, but that's not what happened at all. It's not like he outsped him so extremely that even being able to touch Naruto is a sign that somebody is as fast or faster than A was. Naruto got hit a lot in this fight, and he even says verbatim that A can keep up with Biju mode. It took Naruto's complete focus just for him to avoid one of the Raikage's attacks, and him dodging this one single attack is treated as like a super triumphant moment. Plus, he's still at a negative record reward for attacks dodged versus attacks he was hit by. And I'm not saying that the Raikage is like faster than Naruto or anything because of all of this, because that's obviously not what Kishimoto was trying to convey when he had Naruto dodge that attack at the end there. But what I am saying is that there's a lot more information present that implies the two of them are similar in speed than information that implies that Naruto is way faster than the Raikage is. Now, all that said, if you were able to prove that Itachi and Naruto were about the same speed, then you could reliably claim that he's faster than the Raikage by at least a little bit. And I've seen some people attempt to do this by claiming that since Itachi and Sasuke should have been about the same speed, and Sasuke and Naruto should have been about the same speed, then that would therefore mean Itachi is about as fast as Naruto is. The thing is, for this to be the case, we have to agree on something that just isn't true, and that's that Sasuke is as fast as KCM Naruto. For a while I wasn't sure why people thought this, but after enough digging through forums, I think I found the answer, and the most common reason is that Sasuke claimed he was going to match his chakra level to Naruto's when they made the Inferno-style Rasen Shuriken that they teleported into Obito. I guess from this, people extrapolated that Sasuke matched his power, his speed, all—
What? Nah, Swag's tripping. Hey, look, this is one of those things that I know right now Swag does not believe. Because we've talked about this before. That nigga does not believe that shit. He must have changed his mind in the past few years. Let me go to that chapter. Swag is like this Swag is funny as hell, bro. This 2019 Swag, bro. Like, he sees Naruto and Sasuke literally running beside each other at the same speed. He's like, no, he's not as fast as one another. Thank you, Cole. Cole, by the way, if you see somebody spamming like that, just go ahead and hide them from the channel. Don't even bother with the 300 seconds.
All of his physical attributes to Naruto, and that's just wrong. First of all, this was just a temporary thing, and it required Sasuke to use his Sharingan to do it. And second of all, I thought it was pretty clear that he meant he was doing this strictly for the purpose of combining his jutsu with Naruto's. They just needed to make sure that the jutsu wasn't made up of too much of one half. It needed to—
I will say that Swag is right about these statements, but basically, or essentially, what Sasuke is telling Naruto here is he's like, don't hold back this time. I'll match you. So,
to be 50% Wind style and 50% Inferno style. A few chapters before this, when they do the whole Inferno style Rasen Shuriken thing for the first time, Tobirama explains that this is pretty much exactly what they meant, and that it's something that any two-man squad can do, but often struggles to do. There would be no reason to compliment them for just being—
Wait, what? Hold up.
Of combining his jutsu with Naruto's. They just needed to make sure that the jutsu wasn't made up of too much of one half. It needed to be 50% Wind style and 50% Inferno style. A few chapters before this, when they do the whole Inferno style Rasen Shuriken thing for the first time, Tobirama explains that this is pretty much exactly what they meant, and that it's something that any two-man squad can do, but often struggles to do. There would be no reason to compliment them for just being at the same level of strength, so I think it's absolutely 100% true that they were just trying to make sure one half of the combination didn't outweigh the other half, not that they were trying to match their power levels. Now, if you're still not convinced, this hypothesis kind of debunks itself over the course of the next few chapters. If Naruto and Sasuke had equal chakra levels or whatever, Sasuke wouldn't be saying things like, Naruto's got this much chakra, or this is Naruto now with perfect control over this much chakra. And if you don't want to take Sasuke's word for it, Hashirama himself compared Naruto's chakra reserves to his own, and there's just no world in which Sasuke's chakra is even somewhat close to being worth talking about in the same sentence as Hashirama's. He just doesn't have that much, especially if we're equating chakra levels to speed and power. If you want a direct speed comparison though, Sasuke wasn't able to hit Madara at all after he came back to life and stole Hashirama's Sage Mode, but the first time Naruto attempts to attack him, he manages to blitz him. There's
I mean, okay. Do I agree that Naruto blitzed Madara? Probably not. He definitely outsped him here. I will agree with that. However, this little comment here, where it says Sasuke later tries to do the same thing and fails, that was when Madara had his Rinnegan, so he definitely got stronger.
There's also another, admittedly much easier method of addressing this, and that is by showing that
definitely
he,
disagree.
Who is slower, albeit not by much, than the Raikage, didn't have any trouble avoiding every attack Itachi threw at him. Like, Itachi even trapped B in a Genjutsu, and almost immediately lobbed a whole bunch of shuriken at him, and B not only broke out of the Genjutsu, but still had enough time to take out all 8 of his swords and deflect all of the shuriken before they could hit him. Now granted, the speed at which Itachi throws his shuriken isn't the same thing as the speed at which he can move his arms and legs, of course, but B also manages to grab Itachi with one of his tentacles and easily avoids an attack from behind. So you can take from this what you want. It doesn't necessarily imply that B is as fast as or faster than Itachi, but I think it's pretty good evidence to support the idea that Itachi hasn't completely eclipsed the Raikage in terms of speed. Now I keep seeing this thing, it's like this blog post on a power scaling wiki or something that tries to explain through the use of pixel measurements on the pages
the parrot calc. The parrot calc.
The manga and calculus or whatever, why Naruto is 73 times faster than the Raikage. And even if this wasn't just a hyper-literal misinterpretation of a scene composition choice made by the author of the manga, which is exactly what it is, but even if it wasn't that, that wouldn't change the fact that this is a massive outlier.
Pretty sure this calc is also just wrong.
And completely contradicts everything else.
I think Parrot forgot to he calculated the distance between Naruto and the Raikage, but he only accounted for Naruto moving the distance instead of and also the Raikage moving the other way.
That happened up to this point.
I think in manga, Sasuke not using the Sharingan against Gaara in the exam fight, but the anime does have him use it when using Chidori. What? No, Sasuke uses it in the manga when using Chidori on Gaara. Damn, bitch, load. Stupid ass website. It load this chapter. But I hate this stupid dumbass website. Bro, am I tripping, bro? What? He doesn't use his Sharingan? Hold up. I mean, they imply he was using it though, because Lee says he couldn't have done something like this because a beeline attack is easy to counter or avoid. He doesn't have the eye to perceive through that counter, but Sasuke does. I don't think it was a mistake. If anything, I think the anime corrected this shit
In the fight. Personally, I feel like Itachi is, at best,
just
below the Raikage in terms of speed, and I'm more comfortable saying that he's probably substantially slower than the Raikage. Not like a tortoise in the hair difference or anything, but based on the fact that B didn't have any trouble reacting to him and he was blitzed multiple times by Sage Kabuto, I think it's totally reasonable to say that the Raikage is absolutely...
Okay, Itachi being blitzed by Sage Kabuto absolutely never happened. Not one time did that happen. Hold on, let me go to that fucking fight. To 578. Like, all the time someone says he like got blitzed. So this one was to set up Izanagi or Izanami. Fuck, I'm tripping. This one's to set up Izanami. And it wasn't the real Itachi anyway. And then like fucking Kabuto's lame ass backstory. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Oh, then hold up. No, I went too far. It's when he gets stabbed by these things. But then fucking whatchamacall, literally Kabuto literally says he was slowed down because he was protecting Sasuke. So that wasn't a blitz either. And then this one right here, this isn't a blitz. Because Kabuto, like Itachi's doing Izanami, and Kabuto comes from at his feet. Kabuto comes from down here and cuts him. So there's no blitz here.
Faster than him, even if it's only by a little bit. Now, I think this difference.
Bro, this nigga's insane, bro. Count Rich Moore Moneybags Bobbington the 27th. Okay, appreciate the 100 for one. Did you know people who consume more pizza may actually decrease their chances of getting cancer? That's shit's just not true. Like, bro. Okay, the only reason I'm inclined to believe you is because you sent $100, but then at the same time, you are Rich Moore Moneybags Bobbington the 27th. So I don't know, bro. But I appreciate the 100. Nigga paid $100 to lie. Must only apply to Italians.
Is going to be made even more noticeable thanks to Team Wit's own. Totally reasonable to say that the Raikage is absolutely faster than him, even if it's only by a little bit. Now, I think this difference is going to be made even more noticeable thanks to teamwork between the Raikage and the Tsuchikage. We're shown during the Kage's fight with Madara that Onoki can drastically increase a person's speed by making them lighter, and increase their strength by a similar amount by making them heavier. Which brings me to my next point, that being Itachi's durability. So depending.
No, I do agree here. You literally can't prove that Itachi is faster than Light and A.
Depending on which of the Kage we're talking about, this may or may not be relevant at all. Gaara is pretty much able to completely bypass Itachi's physical durability because he can just seal him underneath a lot of sand. And as long as we're not factoring in the Yata mirror, Onoki can just dismantle Itachi's body at like a molecular level. Mei can also use acid that's been shown to be capable of melting through a person's Susanoo, so chances are it would probably do a lot of damage to Itachi's skin. So that means the only two characters who I'm going to be comparing the attack power of to Itachi's durability are Tsunade and the Raikage, who are unfortunately for Itachi two of the hardest hitting characters in the whole series. And I feel like especially if they get amped by Onoki, a couple good hits from them would probably be enough to kill him. Fortunately for Itachi, he has an indestructible shield, and the 5 Kage can't really do anything about the Yata mirror. On the other hand, the Yata mirror is unidirectional, like it doesn't wrap all the way around his Susanoo. So if the...
I object. Bro, look, I'm gonna just be 100% honest, bro. If the Yata mirror can block anything, like every single guidebook in existence says, then it being unidirectional makes absolutely no sense. Hey, look, let's look at something real quick, right? I want you to look at how small the Yata mirror is right here. Look at how small the Yata mirror is, like beside Itachi. And then like right here, again, look at how small it is compared to the Susanoo. And then again, right here, small. It's a small little mirror here. And then like the 8-headed snakes ram into it and it gets as big as the Susanoo. Like, it can clearly expand in size. Like, look at it here versus right here or right here or right here. Like, it can clearly expand in size. And then, like, if you look at the scans for the Yada mirror, like the ones that say it's like powerful as fuck. Here, let me go find them. This one right here from the second fan book, that it can prevent any ninjutsu. Then you got like, let me delete these. Then you got, where is it? This one, wild physical form, change every one of its properties, allowing it to alter its attributes in accordance with anything it collides with, rendering the attack ineffective. I mean, there's just so many statements that say, there's two different statements that say the Yada mirror can basically neg anything. And I think I'm missing one. Oh yeah, here it is. A mirror that can deflect anything. I also think like there's a scan down here where Itachi like stands inside the Yada mirror. I mean, you can interpret that as him like standing behind it, but still, it kind of looks like he was standing inside of it. But yeah, I mean, I do not think it's unidirectional at all. Why did the Susanoo shake? The Susanoo didn't shake. You talking about when Orochimaru rammed into it? I don't know why people thought this either. Like, this shit does not shake. There's absolutely nothing on this panel that implies shaking.
Kage are able to mount an assault from the sides or from behind. They can at least attempt to break through his Susanoo, but that's easier said than done because the Susanoo's pretty big, so I'd imagine that circling around it wouldn't be easy. And they also have the Totsuka blade, which can one-shot any of them to worry about. Depending on where they fight, though, Gaara might be able to ignore the Yada mirror. As we saw when Madara was first reanimated, Gaara was able to use the sand at his feet to straight up rip him out of his Susanoo, and I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be able to do the same thing to Itachi. Now, even if they fight somewhere without a bunch of sand, like a forest or something, Gaara should still be able to use sand tsunami or whatever to introduce a bunch of sand to the environment. If they fight somewhere indoors, like the 5 Kage Summit venue or something, though, then this won't be an option. And under these circumstances, without a method of bypassing the Yada mirror, things will be significantly more difficult for the 5 Kage. But if Gaara is able to yoink Itachi out from his Susanoo, then I think the Raikage and Tsunade are going to be able to do a lot of damage to him. Like, during his fight with Sasuke, he was noticeably injured by 2 shurikens stabbing him in the leg. And I know some people are going to be like, but swag, Itachi was just holding back. But it doesn't make sense that he'd be able to, like, decrease the durability of his skin. Now, even if you do think Itachi made his skin softer so that the shuriken could penetrate him, that doesn't explain why he was worried when he realized that the shuriken were rigged. And I know some people are going to say, but it was just an act. He needed to convince Sasuke that he was trying his hardest. And I mean, that would be a good argument if he had actually said that he was surprised out loud and not thought it in his head where Sasuke couldn't hear him. And even then, when he's reanimated, during his fight with Bee and Naruto, he still uses shuriken. Granted, they're flaming shuriken, but it's still obviously something that Itachi considers at least a minor threat to a person's safety, so I imagine that a full power punch or kick from the Raikage or Tsunade, especially if they're amped up by Inoki, I mean, Itachi's just not walking away from an attack like that completely unscathed. It's not gonna happen. I don't think he'd die in like one hit or whatever, but a handful of these attacks should be more than enough to get the job done, at least assuming Itachi isn't being protected by his Susanoo. I know some people are bound to disagree with me, but Tsunade's strength is no joke, and neither is the Raikage's. For example, Bee was really scared when he saw A power up to max against Naruto, and even implied that he thought the Raikage's next attack was gonna one-shot him. Now, I'm not saying that A could kill KCM Naruto.
Alright, Swag's dragging it. No, this nigga's dragging it, bro. What the
with one punch. B was probably wrong, and saying otherwise would be a little ridiculous. But for B to even consider this a possibility, the punch would have to be strong enough to at least injure Naruto. I think a really good way to drive my point home is by bringing up Sasuke's fight with the 5 Kage again, specifically his fight with the Raikage. Now, I know Itachi in his prime should be quite a bit stronger than Sasuke was at this point, but I don't think there's any reason to assume that there's some massive gulf between them as far as durability is concerned. Susanoo aside, what the two of them can withstand should be pretty similar. And Sasuke...
Alright, bro, what is this? What is this nigga doing, bro? What is 2019 swag doing, bro?
Sasuke couldn't just stand there and take what the Raikage was dishing out. He had to constantly, throughout the whole fight, protect himself with his Susanoo ribcage. Furthermore, Sasuke didn't seem too confident in the ribcage's ability to protect him, because right after he brings it out, like as in the first time the Raikage tries to attack him after the Liger Bomb, Sasuke coats the ribcage in Amaterasu using Kagetsuchi as an added layer of protection. And it's not like Sasuke was just being paranoid or something. This was definitely a good idea, because right after he does this, A tears through the ribcage without any trouble. Now, Tsunade's strength kind of speaks for itself. She hits even harder than the Raikage does, and some of her feats are pretty ridiculous. She punches this gigantic hole in Madara. I've seen some people who have gotten confused and think that this was just a wood clone, but at least as far as I'm aware, Madara substituted his real self out for a wood clone after Tsunade hit him. So this was the real Madara.
Doesn't make any sense. Why would... The point of substitution is to not get hit. Why would he take the punch, then substitute? Bro, this nigga's swag is hilarious. Hold up. What chapter would that be? 588, maybe? I don't want too far. What was the other chapter? Bro, I hate the reason I hate fucking this 5 Kage fight is because it's so damn spread out and retarded, bro. The swag think, or did he think that Tsunade blitzed Madara here? Like Madara is standing there, and then Tsunade just runs up, punches him. He can't do anything. Like I think the whole fucking my ocular powers were the only one to maybe be able to see through that powerful ruse. I think that kind of seals the deal that she thought she hit the real Madara, but she actually got tricked.
Madara and Tsunade left a massive hole in his chest with a single punch. So no matter how you want to interpret this, I think it's a pretty clear sign that one of Tsunade's attacks is going to do at least borderline lethal damage to Itachi. I'm sure some people are going to be like, well, Swag, you see, Madara was weaker because he was Edo Tensei, so durability probably wasn't all that impressive, but like Edo Tensei nerfed or not, he's still Madara? And I really hope that there's nobody out there that thinks that...
What? Okay.
Even in his prime, Itachi is more of a physical tank than Madara. But still, if Tsunade...
I mean... Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Itachi and Madara both don't have that much impressive durability.
Like, deleting Madara's torso with a single punch isn't impressive enough for you. She also
Tyrone
cracked
could beat
through his
Mikoski in
Susanoo's
chat.
ribcage with one punch, and then shattered it completely with a...
All except Obito. I don't know about that.
Follow-up kick.
Probably
Now,
not.
to be fair, when Tsunade actually broke through the Susanoo, she did have help from Inoki and the Raikage. But you could argue that all they did was stop Madara from advancing further back so that Tsunade could catch up to him, because it's not like the entire ribcage broke apart, only the side that Tsunade attacked did. I should also add that Madara's ribcage completely shrugged off a Super Oda Rasengan. And finally, Tsunade also topples one of Madara's full-body Susanoo Wood Clone Sengan.
This base Naruto ass feet. What the fuck?
Finally, Tsunade also
Let me
topples
scale to
one of
Hashira. Hashirama has no impressive durability feats either.
Madara's full-body.
He's got nice endurance feats, like he can take a lot because he can just heal, but he doesn't have any
Susanoo Wood Clones with a single punch, which is pretty similar to the way that the same level of Madara's Susanoo reacted to having a Hirudora shot at it by 7th Gate Guy. And Tsunade did all of this without ever having her strength increased by Inoki. Now, the thing is, Itachi doesn't really have any durability feats that don't involve his Susanoo. As a matter of
I mean, Guy hit a different level of Susanoo.
Itachi doesn't really have any durability feats that don't involve his Susanoo. As a matter of fact, it's shown pretty consistently that it's possible to damage him with baseline attacks, like Kabuto's Chakra Scalpel, or even, again, Sasuke's Rigged Shuriken. I've seen some pretty crazy takes about the amount of damage Itachi can withstand on forums and stuff, but the one that's definitely the most absurd is the idea that Itachi's durability is like 10 Tails level or something, because he should be relative to Naruto, who tanked the Jubi Cataclysm attack. So first of all, Itachi just isn't as strong or as durable as Naruto is. Nothing in the series implies that. Also, one panel after we see Naruto standing in the fallout of the explosion, we're shown that he was powered up by all of the Biju when he tanked it. Now, even setting all of that aside, there are two ways you can look at this. The first is that the Jubi Cataclysm wasn't even that devastating, because everyone who was there when it happened survived it thanks only to a little Biju chakra cloak Naruto created for all of them. Now, maybe you could argue that the only reason everybody survived despite their relatively lackluster protection is because they were much further from the center of the explosion than Naruto was. In that case, the second way you can look at this is, even if it was a super powerful attack and surviving it was a really big deal, Madara, who was closer to but not quite in the center of the explosion, summoned his Susanoo to protect himself. And his Susanoo wasn't already active when the explosion happened or whatever. It's not like he just happened to be in it and didn't feel like leaving. You clearly see him moments before this summon his Susanoo in order to defend himself. So even if Itachi was comparable to KCM Naruto in terms of power and durability, which again he isn't, he still wouldn't be able to withstand something like this without his Susanoo. I feel like I spent too long addressing that, but I really don't want to get comments about stuff like this. Now let's move on to the aspect of Itachi's durability that's actually relevant, that being the durability of his Susanoo, setting aside the Yata Mirror, of course. How tough it is to crack through Itachi's Susanoo depends on how we interpret a few things. Personally, I think he blocked Kirin with the Yata Mirror, but I know not everybody believes this, and there's nothing in the series that definitively proves it happened one way or the other. Some people think it doesn't even matter because Itachi was holding back, near death, and plagued by sickness, and all three of these things could have made Itachi Susanoo substantially weaker than it would have been if they weren't factors. All of these interpretations say drastically different things about the durability of this Susanoo, because even though it kept Kirin from killing him, he still sustained a few injuries from it, and his cloak was also vaporized. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to assume that its durability lies somewhere in between that of Sasuke's Susanoo during the 5-Kage Summit and Madara's Susanoo. Probably right in the middle of both of them. So in that case, cracking through his Susanoo wouldn't be easy for the 5-Kage, but I don't think it would be impossible either. Now, if all 5 of them were able to attack it at the same time, that would be one thing, but at least one of them is going to have to give Itachi something to block with the Yata Mirror. This means that at best, 4 of them will be able to attack the Susanoo at the same time, and really the only 2 with the physical attack power necessary to break through it are Tsunade and the Raikage, and I feel like Itachi is going to go out of his way to use the Yata Mirror to protect his Susanoo from the attacks of these 2 specifically more than anyone else. Now, the good news for the Kage is they have 1, possibly even 2 get-out-of-jail-free cards versus Itachi's Susanoo. The first is something I've already talked about, and that is Gaara's Sand. If they're anywhere other than indoors, Gaara's gonna be able to yoink Itachi out of the Susanoo with his sand. Now, if they're in a situation where this isn't possible, it is possible that Inoki might be able to just eat through the Susanoo with his particle style. Some of you might be thinking that I'm just giving Inoki a lot more credit than he deserves. And I get that, but this is actually based on something that happens in the manga. It's not as concrete as I'd like it to be, but it does have a pretty clear implication. So basically what happens is Tsunade rips off one of the Susanoo's limbs and tries to cut through Madara with it. Then Madara says, well, sorry, but you can't kill me with my own jutsu. Now it's important to recognize that he says this while clad in his Susanoo ribcage. Inoki then immediately butts in and says, my jutsu can kill you. Then he fires a particle-style beam at Madara, and everybody's like, oh man, you got him, you killed him, good job. And Madara doesn't even bother trying to block it with his Susanoo. He actually dispels his Susanoo and goes out of his way to absorb the Jinton jutsu with the Rinnegan. Also, right after this, Madara treats Inoki like an idiot, not for trying to use Jinton against somebody who can protect themselves with a Susanoo, but instead for forgetting that the Rinnegan can absorb ninjutsu. Also, later in the fight, Inoki just like deletes all of Madara's Susanoo-clad wood clones with a single particle-style jutsu. And even though we don't see the real Madara inside of his Susanoo before this, he says right afterwards that his Susanoo kept him from absorbing the—
He doesn't want to associate with money-hungry people. That is so fucking funny, bro. Nah, fuck AT ever, bro.
Particle style jutsu properly, which of course implies that the particle style managed to get through his Susanoo, and that means it should be able to do the same thing to Itachi's. So unless I'm wrong, and Inoki's particle style doesn't work this way, and unless they're in a situation where Gaara can't pull Itachi out of the Susanoo with his sand, the Kage have multiple ways around it, and that's without even mentioning the possibility that Mei might be able to melt it with her vapor style. So even if it's so durable that the 5 Kage aren't able to break it through physical means, they still have a handful of ways of pretty much completely bypassing it available to them. So since the 5 Kage's offensive prowess pretty clearly exceeds Itachi's defensive prowess, the only way for him to win this is if his own offense exceeds their defense by a greater amount. Now since we're talking about Itachi, something like this is actually fairly possible, since he has access to a lot of crazy one-shot abilities that the Kage have to watch out for. I think the most dangerous things he has up his sleeve are the Totsuka Blade and his various genjutsu, especially because he can use both of them in combination with one another. Being able to immobilize someone with genjutsu and then instantly seal them with the Totsuka Blade is obviously pretty dangerous, but the thing is Itachi can only do this to one person at a time. Even though it's not explicitly stated that all of Itachi's genjutsu are single target, we have never ever seen him cast a genjutsu on more than one person simultaneously. Now before anybody says it, yes, I know that before Itachi first used Tsukuyomi, Kakashi told Asuma and Kurenai to close their eyes. So first of all, Kakashi had no idea how Tsukuyomi worked at this point, so even if he did think that Itachi was gonna catch all three
I agree with this for the most part. Like, Itachi can't put nothing but one person under genjutsu.
Them with Tsukuyomi, that doesn't mean that Itachi could have actually done it. It could have just been him being cautious. And anyway, nothing about what he says actually implies he even thinks Itachi is going to use it on all three of them at once. Kakashi told them to close their eyes because he didn't want Itachi to try and use Tsukuyomi on either of them instead of him. He thought his own Sharingan would give him some amount of immunity to whatever Sharingan genjutsu he thought Itachi was about to cast. And if he had been right about this, and whatever jutsu Itachi was going to use didn't work on him, then of course Itachi would have tried to use it on either Asuma or Kurenai instead. And if Kakashi had only told one of them to close their eyes for some reason, then Itachi would have just looked at whoever still had their eyes open. And anyway, the idea that Tsukuyomi or Uchiha genjutsu in general are multi-target is later debunked during Kakashi's very next fight with Itachi, when Chiyo literally says that Uchiha aren't super dangerous when they're fighting multiple enemies at once because they can't trap all of their opponents in the same genjutsu. Anyway, even if Tsukuyomi was multi-target, I'm sure the Kage would have enough sense to just not look into Itachi's eyes. And before anybody says it, yes, I know the Raikage was caught by Madara's genjutsu, but to be fair, he was fighting 5 Susanoo wood clones at the same time, so he was under way more physical pressure than I imagine Itachi would be able to put on him. Now, of course, I know Itachi knows more genjutsu than just Tsukuyomi and his generic Sharingan genjutsu, so Chiyo's statement—
Chakra pulls ult, mostly. I mean, you can't prove he could put multiple people under genjutsu anyway, but even if he could, his chakra
and about
would fuck
Uchiha
him
versus
up.
large groups of people, that doesn't necessarily mean Itachi doesn't know any genjutsu that work on more than one person at the same time. But like I said before, we've never seen him use a multi-target genjutsu, so we don't know if he can. It's kind of implied that Itachi can do this sort of thing in chapter 540, but the statement about it is pretty vague. So basically what happens is Shikaku and Inoichi are trying to figure out how the enemy has managed to infiltrate multiple allied shinobi forces' camps camps spread throughout their territory. The reason this is so weird is because they have sensory ninja stationed at all of these camps, but still somehow the enemy is managing to sneak past them. They later find out that this is because white Zetsu are impersonating members of the allied shinobi forces, and they're even able to manipulate their chakra signatures, so that even sensory ninja mistake them for the people they're impersonating. Now, the statement about Itachi comes from before they realized it.
Itachi does it in his novel. I mean, if anything, that's just more evidence that the novel writers don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Shikaku hypothesizes that a genjutsu is being used by someone on the outside, and the first person that he can think of that might be capable of something like this is Itachi. However, Inoichi immediately says that something like this would be far beyond the capabilities of even Itachi, so this doesn't really tell us much anyway. Now, to be fair, based on the way they're talking about him, it is kind of fair to assume that maybe he's used multi-target genjutsu in the past, but even if that is the case, we have no idea how one of...
No, I mean... Itachi's the only one I know who would be undetectable with my sensory unit, yet still be able to manipulate with genjutsu. Yeah, nah.
These would work even if Itachi could use it because we've never seen him do it before. Now, trust me, I do get why people bring this up, and I don't want to downplay Itachi, but it's a bit outrageous to assume based on this 3-sentence conversation between two people who probably don't even know him all that well that he has a genjutsu at his disposal that can 1. Immobilize multiple targets at once, and 2. Leave them immobilized for long enough that he can stab all of them with the Totsuka blade without being interrupted. Even if they had been right, and Itachi had been the person behind this genjutsu, all it actually did was nullify the sensory powers of the allied shinobi force's sensory ninja. So not only did they barely know Itachi, they also turned out to be wrong, and even if they had been right, the statement wouldn't be anywhere close to impressive enough to convince me that Itachi could just walk onto the battlefield, look at all 5 Kage, trap them in a genjutsu, and instantly win the fight with the Totsuka blade. Now, all that said, I still recognize that Itachi's genjutsu is formidable. I just don't think that he can use it on more than one person at the same time. He'll probably manage to trap one of the 5 Kage in a genjutsu they can't escape from, but since both Inoki and Gaara are capable of bypassing his Susanoo, one of them might be able to get rid of the Susanoo before Itachi can even seal the other with the Totsuka blade. And as long as the genjutsu that Itachi uses isn't Tsukuyomi, then I'm sure at least one of the other 5 Kage, particularly Tsunade, will be able to dispel it. Now, aside from his genjutsu, the only thing Itachi has that poses a serious threat to the 5 Kage is the Totsuka blade, but since Inoki and Gaara can constantly just yeet him out of his Susanoo, he won't be able to reliably seal them with it. To be fair, the 5 Kage shouldn't know how the Totsuka blade works, but at the same time, I don't think any of them, aside from probably Tsunade, I guess, would go charging headfirst straight into this gigantic chakra blade. Even if they don't know that it will seal them away as soon as it touches them, it still looks like getting hit by it would hurt really bad. Amaterasu might be a problem if it can actually hit any of the Kage, but the Raikage is fast enough to dodge it, as we've seen, and Gaara's sand can move fast enough to block it. Izanami doesn't even matter at all, because he can only use it a maximum of 2 times, and each time he uses it, he loses one of his Sharingan. So even if he could get rid of 2 of the Kage with Izanami, which isn't even something I'm confident he could do, he'd still have 3 Kage left to fight with no Sharingan. So all in all, I'm pretty confident that the Kage have this in the bag. Now, I was planning on talking about Edo Itachi at the end here, but this video is already almost 30 minutes long, and I don't know if I want to make a whole separate video about it, but I definitely don't have enough time left in this video to go over it here. Edo Itachi aside, I'm pretty sure I've covered everything I needed to, so hope everybody enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching. Take care.
Okay. Well, I mean, everything I had a problem with what I said. That video wasn't as bad as I expected it to be, though. I mean, I don't know why I was expecting it to be so bad. The shit has, what, 2.5 million views. And it is my nigga, so. So Kage videos you doing or something? I mean, I was just watching the shit. But I'm probably gonna get off now.